If your Mac suddenly feels slow or warm, or the fan starts spinning loudly, you open Activity Monitor and that shows high CPU usage. That high CPU spike makes most users anxious. So in today's video, we are going to talk about this high CPU situation on your Mac and how to fix it safely. First, let's understand how to check CPU usage the right way. Open Activity Monitor. Make sure you click on this tab at the very top, CPU. Now click on %CPU column to sort them in the highest first order. In Activity Monitor, 100% represents the full usage of one CPU core. On multi-core Macs, totals can exceed 100% because multiple cores can work at the same time. So don't panic if you see numbers going beyond 100% in CPU percentage. But the real question is, which process in this window is staying constantly high? Now let me tell you some examples of common processes you're going to find in this Activity Monitor window, like browser web content, Chrome helper services, Windows Server, MDS or MDS stores, Photo Analysis D, or some third-party app. If it's one of your browser processes that constantly stays high, it's usually multiple tabs or extensions enabled in the background. If you see MDS or MDS stores, that's Spotlight indexing processes, you may see them as a high CPU consumer after some macOS update or big upgrades, or if you imported some big files recently. If you see Windows Server with a high CPU percentage, that can relate to display activities, especially if you're using some external monitor, maybe one or a couple. And if it is a third-party background agent, that's where we start investigating further. By the way, let me tell you something. Not every high number in this window means something is broken inside your Mac. It can just be temporary. Now, ask yourself, has it been high for a few seconds only or several minutes? If you notice brief spikes during app launches, copying files, exporting videos, or new data indexation, that is completely normal. But if a process remains above roughly 70-80% for several minutes under light workload, that's worth paying attention, because duration matters more than those spikes. Now here's the safe and easy order to respond to a situation like that. If you have already found that culprit app is staying constantly high, first, quit that app normally. Second, reopen it. Now check CPU activities again. If it doesn't behave normally, then third, restart your Mac. If many of you did not watch my recent video about what happens when you restart your Mac, then let me tell you, when you restart your Mac, it clears that temporary thread state and resets that process scheduling. Now step 4, check if your app has an update available. Most CPU issues are resolved right here. And here's the step 5. When nothing works despite following all these 4 steps, then uninstall your app, restart your Mac, and then reinstall it. Now that should fix most app-specific issues already. I have seen majority of computer users downloading and installing many apps off the internet to serve a variety of purposes. At some point, they don't even remember ever downloading such apps. The problem is not those apps are still on your Mac. The problem is they get silently triggered in the background as soon as you turn it on. So you need to check what's running in the background unnecessarily. And here in this window at the very top, you're going to see some apps. Now filter these apps. Select them one by one to remove. and only keep super essential apps at the startup. If you scroll this window down a little, you will see some background processes also allowed, and you never know about them. They're syncing, they're updating, they're communicating with the server, so you can go ahead and also disable unnecessary background activities right from this window. Too many background agents increase constant CPU scheduling activity. You might be surprised to hear, but browsers are one of the most common culprit in a situation like this. While you're noticing constant high CPU usage, check in your web browser how many tabs are open. If you're using heavy websites, or you have multiple extensions enabled in the background. Just to test it, you can close your browser, open it again, and try everything in a private window. Heavy browser activity may increase CPU or GPU based on the workload. If CPU drops after closing tabs or disabling some extensions, then you've found your culprit already. Additionally, I suggest you to make it a habit. Check your web browser extensions every month. If you're using one browser or two, doesn't matter. Check extensions or add-ons. And if you find anything unnecessarily sitting there, you should remove that immediately. If you find system temperature rising significantly, then CPU performance may automatically scale down temporarily just to protect the system. Also, when you're using your MacBook on battery, power behavior may shift to balance performance and energy use. That is system protection, not some kind of malfunctioning or CPU problem. Now here's the boundary we set. If CPU remains above 70-80% under light usage, fans never stabilize. You hear them running more consistently. A process repeatedly respawns. CPU stays high even in safe mode. That indicates a deeper problem. By the way, let me quickly tell you what is safe mode on Mac. Safe mode disables all third-party login items and some background extensions automatically. And when you want to enable it, all you have to do is first turn your Mac off, and then press and hold Shift and power button together. Anyways, safe mode does not fix real problems. It simply helps us isolating them. And that's when escalation makes sense. High CPU usage is not the enemy. It's a signal. Read it correctly. Act in the right order. And escalate only when it is super necessary. No panic, no magical tweaks, just safe and controlled troubleshooting. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe Crazy Editors for future tech tips, tricks, and solutions. Now if you're ready to step up, here's the next video for you. What happens when you restart, shut down, log off, or put your Mac to sleep? This is it in this video. Until next time, you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.